I feel like I'm always saying that I want to be better with YouTube. I want to be more consistent, upload regularly, and I'm never able to follow through. I've wanted to make and upload quite a few videos over the past few months, especially since I rebranded, and I just haven't. Hours worth of footage is just sitting around unused because it feels like there's no point in making some of those videos now. The time frame I wanted them posted in has long since passed, so it feels pointless to try and put them together now. And clearly, filming isn't the issue. I'm fairly good at remembering to film things. It's making time to edit the footage together that I struggle with. It's time in general that I struggle with. Maybe if this was all I had to do, I could make and upload things regularly, or at the very least, if I didn't work full time, I could dedicate more time to this hobby. But I do work. I have an 8 hours a day, 5 days a week day job. I also have a social life and enjoy spending time with my wife and my friends, getting out of the house and going out for dinner or to a convention, or just going over to someone else's place so we can all watch cartoons together. I also have adult responsibilities like taking care of my living space and my pets. All this to say, it doesn't really leave much time for art. It doesn't give me nearly as much time as I'd like for my creative hobbies. As much as I'd love to be a full-time or even a part-time artist, I'm not. I'm a spare-time artist, carving out little sections of my days here and there, putting off one thing or another so I have time to make my silly little projects, squeezing it in between all the things that I have to do that are constantly crowding out the things that I want to do. The final nail in this coffin is that I just have really, really, really bad time management skills. Arguably non existent skills. I'm neurodivergent, so it's very easy to find myself fixated on something and unable to break free, and I have incredibly bad time blindness. One time when I was living in the Bay Area, I was convinced that I could make the 2 hour drive to San Francisco in half an hour because my brain just could not calculate the time correctly even when looking at a clock. That obviously did not happen. I did not make it to the city in half an hour. I also have pretty bad task paralysis and task initiation issues. No matter how much something needs doing, sometimes I just can't do it, even though the rest of me is screaming that it needs to be done. Over the years, I've learned a few little tricks to get my brain into some sort of functional mode. Usually getting dressed and or doing my makeup is enough to dupe my brain into wanting to work on something, even if that's just doing stuff around the house. But that doesn't always work. Sometimes I get so overwhelmed with things waiting to be taken care of that even just getting dressed will leave me exhausted. Or there's too much work involved in getting a housework task to a point where I can tackle it that once it's done, the actual task gets ignored because I'm too tired. This is a big thing with the dishes. Stuff will pile up so much it takes all I have just to clear out the sink and reorganize everything so that I can have a space to wash the dishes, that actually washing the dishes doesn't get done. Suffice it to say, even when I do find myself in a little pocket of free time, I am not always able to utilize it how I'd like. Instead of reading or editing a video or working on my webcomic, I get stuck scrolling on my phone or just staring at the ceiling. Even worse is when I have something scheduled later in the day. It's incredibly difficult for me to break out of the holding pattern that I get stuck in, and starting anything, even things that I need to do, is a Herculean task. Until recently, I was stuck working on swing shifts. My workday wouldn't start until 2 p.m., and I very often just couldn't or wouldn't utilize the several hours before starting work because my brain was so certain that if I started doing anything else, I'd get sucked into the task and lose track of time and be late for work. So, to be completely honest, I just slept instead. I've had trouble sleeping for over half my life at this point, so it was really easy to convince myself that that was better for me than just wasting time waiting to leave for work. I'm on a much better shift now. I work in the mornings and it's helped immensely. And when I get off work, I'm not so doggedly tired that all I want to do is lay in bed and watch YouTube. Not only do I have the energy to do things, I also have time. I can go to the store and run errands, do a task around the house or two, and still have plenty of time before I need to go to bed to do hobby stuff or even sit scrolling on my phone if I really want to. My sleep schedule has fixed itself, and I'm no longer staying up until 3 a.m. trying to claw some amount of free time to do what I want to do out of the day and sleeping until noon, effectively wrecking whatever other free time I might have had with sleep induced brain fog. My friends and wife and I went out for dinner last night after a few of us got off work. I can have movie nights with my wife again without worrying about if I'll be able to stay awake through the whole thing. I've been able to run to the store to grab forgotten ingredients for dinners that I want to make. Working in the morning feels like I have my life back. And I'm determined to get my creative life back too. I still consider myself a spare time artist. I don't really make much profit from my art since I stopped taking commissions and paid work, so I don't feel like I can call myself a part-time artist. I still need the day job to get by, and I don't think I'll be able to support myself with my art anytime soon, even a little bit. But I'm perfectly fine with that. It'd be nice, but right now it's not necessary. I don't know if I could even feasibly do that with how things are right now, since I just don't make a lot of sellable things or sell at events or conventions. I don't know if just doing commissions would be bringing in enough income to even justify going part-time at my day job. Hopefully, now that I'm on a decent work schedule, I'll be better able to portion out my free time after work. I've always been better at managing my time when I work early in the day. The main thing for the day usually wraps up relatively early, so it still feels like I have a whole day afterwards that I can use for whatever else needs doing, like taking care of the house, taking care of myself, and doing hobby stuff. Ideally, I'd like to set aside certain days for certain things, like how for my friend group, Friday is our D&D night. That's when we get together and play. So I'd like to spend more time on the variety of hobbies and creative pursuits that I have instead of just focusing all of my energy into my webcomic. Which that isn't inherently a bad thing because I really love the story that I'm telling and the characters in the story, and I want to tell this story. I keep myself on a pretty particular schedule, but because of my work schedule, that was pretty much all of that I would have time and energy to do. So a lot of other hobbies like YouTube would get pushed off to the side and ignored for months. I'm not going to promise to be consistent. Just because my work schedule works better for me doesn't mean I'm going to instantly be a master of time management and start putting videos out on a weekly or even bi-weekly basis. I have a well-proven track record of not following through when I say I'm going to try and be more consistent with YouTube. Instead, I'm going to be kinder to myself and not beat myself up for meeting the arbitrary deadlines I set for my non-comic hobbies. The reason that I keep myself on such a strict schedule with my webcomic is because it takes quite a while to make, and as of right now, it's set to be about 45 chapters long, and if I only make one chapter a year like I've been doing for the past few years, I'm not going to have time to tell any other stories. As much as I love Saffron Wave, I don't want to be working on it for the next 40 years. So, is this the best option for a platform like YouTube? Probably not. Is that going to nuke my reach and make my growth stagnate? Probably. But I'm not going to put such extreme demands on myself so soon after moving to this new work schedule while I'm still organizing other more important parts of my life around it. And this is the last time I'm going to mention consistency in YouTube. I mean it. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. I have a couple other projects that I'm working on right now that I would like to make videos about. Again, no promises, but now that I'm on a better work schedule and I'm slowly getting my life back in order, hopefully we'll see those sooner rather than never. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. Please check out my webcomic. The link is down in the description. New pages go up every Wednesday, roughly spring through autumn. I usually take winters off to prepare the next chapter. I don't post to YouTube on a schedule, so if you would like to be notified of my next video, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.